Hello and welcome to your Macon-Bibb Beat. It's your one-stop shop for all of your Macon-Bibb County news. I'm Frank Malloy, and every week we take you through what's happening in your neighborhood, from North Macon to South Bibb and everywhere in between. We begin with Bibb County businesses talking about code enforcement moving in to clear out a homeless encampment on Riverside Drive. It happened earlier this month. Now, a county leader told us surrounding businesses had shared concerns about that lot. Olivia Dunn talked with two businesses about some of the problems they've been facing and what they hope happens to that space moving forward.
It was very upsetting.
Hazem Awauda is a manager at JJ's Fish and Chicken on Spring Street. From their front door, you can see the lot on Riverside Drive that was cleared last week by Bibb County Code Enforcement. Mercer University now owns the lot, which is the future site of their medical school. Awauda says the homeless encampment and the people who lived there were a regular problem for him and his store.
I mean, it's very frustrating because every morning, they'll throw trash on the floor, they'll do this outside, so we'll have to clean it up, and then for the next day, them to just come and do it again. And then not only messing up outside, they'll come in and bother customers or mess with us, you know.
Awauda says he's often given free food to people from the encampment. He says their plight makes him sad, but he still needs to prioritize his business.
We try to help out as much as we can. Only have good intentions, but some of them you just can't help.
Another business we spoke to today says it's the garbage that bothers her. She says she hopes Mercer's new medical school will eliminate that problem and bring more people through her doors.
The slushies.
Lisa Zadek is a cashier at a Texaco gas station on Spring Street, across from the lot. She says she knows some of the people who lived at the encampment, and they don't typically cause problems in her store. However, she worries that the garbage they leave would affect business.
It's the amount of trash. The amount of trash that breeds cockroaches, rats, snakes, whatever else is hiding under all that debris. It's the trash.
Looking to the future, Zadek says she's also excited that Mercer's medical school will help her store, but she says that won't happen unless the county keeps the area clear.
When you can't get out of your car safely, walk from your car to the store to handle your business, you're not going to come here anymore. So it's got to be a safe environment.
In Macon, Olivia Dunn, 13 WMAZ News.
Macon-Bibb County bans camping and sleeping in public spaces. However, arrests have been rare. Most of the time, removals come before big events. In February, officials removed a homeless camp from the old Norfolk Southern building, so that building could be torn down. In March of 2024, deputies arrested a homeless man after clearing his camp along the Ocmulgee River in preparation for the Cherry Blossom Festival. The county says it does work with groups to connect people with shelter and services, only clearing out camps that pose safety risks. Heads up for Macon-Bibb homeowners. You could possibly see another drop in your property taxes. Macon-Bibb Mayor Lester Miller recommending a fifth straight tax cut, proposing another reduction in the county's millage rate. Next week, county commissioners are expected to vote on the mayor's proposal. The new rate is 9.575 mils, down over 3% from last year. Maggie Fitzgerald talked with the mayor about the proposal and what it could mean for homeowners.
That new rate is down 0.325 mils from last year, meaning more money could stay in your pocket as a Macon-Bibb homeowner. Overall, it's a total reduction of more than 10 points since Mayor Miller first took office. Since 2021, the county has lowered the millage rate by 50%, a key factor being the other local options sales tax, or OLOST. It was first approved by voters in November 2021 to take effect in 2022, with the purpose to cut back on property taxes.
The cost of everything's rising, cost of eggs, everything, Netflix, but we're getting a little bit of relief when it comes to the property tax.
Ramon Armand has been a homeowner in Macon-Bibb for the last 5 years. He says he's happy to hear he could soon see a lower rate while the county continues investing in the community.
This is the first time that I feel like I lived in a community versus just a neighborhood. It's been great to see the growth of Macon, including downtown Macon.
The county is still able to boost funding for their public safety, technology, beautification, and recreation departments.
For us, it's an easy choice, giving the money back to the people, let them spend it in the ways they see right to do.
While shifting some of the tax burden to visitors and non-residents, Miller says the county will continue to grow its budget and maintain a balance through the sales tax.
We do know that 70% of that income comes from outside of Macon-Bibb County. So why not take advantage of that in a positive way to help lower the taxes and still provide great services for our citizens?
Now, Miller's proposal also comes as the Bibb County School District eyes a potential tax increase in their millage rate. The school board has a final public hearing set for Thursday. In Macon, Maggie Fitzgerald, 13 WMEZ News.
Commissioners are set to vote on the mayor's proposal Tuesday, August 19th. A man was stabbed in South Macon. Deputies say it started with a fight on Teleplace off Howson Avenue. 61-year-old Dennis Coney allegedly stabbed a 33-year-old man. Coney was arrested and then booked for aggravated assault. The victim was taken to the hospital. If you know what may have led up to the fight and the stabbing, you're asked to call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME. Georgia's Attorney General says a Bibb County man was arrested and charged for trafficking a 15-year-old. 29-year-old Frank Boston is accused of selling the teen for sex out of multiple Macon hotels in 2022. He's charged with child molestation, 3 counts of sex trafficking, and rape. Attorney General Chris Carr recently added a new prosecutor and 2 new investigators in Macon. We're learning the Bibb County Sheriff's Office is renewing its push to find out who murdered 39-year-old Barbara Crenshaw back in 1996. Crenshaw was found dead in the Etchiconee Creek. At the time, authorities ruled her death a homicide, saying she had a deep cut to the throat. Investigators say she was last seen with an unidentified man. No arrests have been made over the past 30 years. But now the Sheriff's Office says they believe, quote, someone in the community holds information that could help identify those responsible. Anybody with information can call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office wants families to be aware of 2 new scams targeting families of jail inmates. The Sheriff's Office says scammers are pretending to be a bonding company and they're demanding payment through Cash App. In the second scam, fraudsters are posing as Bibb deputies and demanding that you pay a fee for an arrest warrant. The Sheriff's Office says they will never call to collect a payment and they do not serve warrants by phone. Big changes ahead for drivers in Macon-Bibb. Starting this Saturday, August 16th, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Coliseum Drive entrance to I-16 eastbound will close to semi-truck traffic. That means semi-trucks cannot get on the highway there. Instead, the trucks will be detoured to Emory Highway and then Ocmulgee East Boulevard. The shift will last until next March. That MLK Boulevard exit is seeing more traffic now since I-75 southbound drivers cannot get off at the Spring Street exit. They are being rerouted to MLK Jr. Boulevard. The shifts and closures are for the construction of new pedestrian bridges over the Ocmulgee River. GDOT replacing pipes on Spring Street between Walnut and Mulberry. Officials say 1 lane heading north into downtown and another southbound lane will stay open. Drivers are encouraged to slow down and make sure you keep an eye out for crews working on the road. That work is expected to last through the fall. Meanwhile, some good news along I-475. GDOT reopened inside lanes of the interstate by the Tucker Road Bridge. Crews closed the lanes last year while that bridge was under construction. They say they will start to shift back to normal traffic flow. However, drivers should still expect some delays on the bridge. Playground and exercise equipment and more coming to an East Macon park. Bibb County leaders say it is not just a park project, it's a plan to revitalize an entire neighborhood. Olivia Dunn talked with a mom who says her children are ready to play.
LaJonda Cheney has lived in East Macon for about a year and a half and says her 3 daughters are very interested in what's going on right across the street.
They was already excited. Mom, they're finna put up a new park and, you know, just very excited that a new park was getting built across the street.
From Cheney's porch, you can see the beginnings of the new Fort Hill Community Park. This week, crews dropped off pallets of playground equipment, and on Tuesday, they began delivering machinery to break ground. She says it's all about her children's safety.
They actually have somewhere to go play, somewhere to hang instead of just walking around and trying to find stuff to do. When you're trying to find something to do, you can get in trouble with that. So, you know, I think it'll be a good thing.
A full gamut of equipment.
Commissioner Stanley Stewart says the upgrade to Fort Hill Community Park has been in the works since January. He says it's an investment of over $300,000 with funding coming from the city and outside sponsors like Cox Communications and AARP.
East Macon is on the move. You know, it's on the move, and we want to make sure that we continue moving in this positive direction and make sure those ripple effects are felt across Macon, Georgia.
Stewart says the park is more than slides and swings. He hopes that this will serve as a safe space for all in Fort Hill and says it will help lift up the whole neighborhood.
We want to make sure that all of our citizens have a quality of life, and we raise the quality of life for all of our citizens, and therefore raise the quality of life for all of us across Macon completely.
In Macon, Olivia Dunn, 13 WMAZ News.
Stanley Stewart says he expects that project to be finished up in about a month. Leaders at Middle Georgia Regional Airport say they are ready to take on more passengers, and new funding will help them reach more Central Georgians who are ready to take flight. Olivia Dunn shares how airport leaders hope to move full speed ahead in their efforts to attract more foot traffic.
I'm just outside the Middle Georgia Regional Airport, and Bibb County Commission voted Tuesday to hire a communications company to help market the airport. Now, airport leaders tell me that this is going to help bring more folks through the door and show all that Macon has to offer. Meanwhile, passengers today told me that this airport is a hidden gem.
And I'm happy to be here.
Teresa DePaul is from New York. She flew into the Middle Georgia Regional Airport Wednesday from Washington, D.C. to visit her son in Warner Robins. She says she's flown into MCN before and prefers it compared to Atlanta.
For me, this seems a lot more intimate and easy.
Michael Cartier agrees. He's from Valdosta and was flying out of D.C. for a gaming competition.
I've been to Atlanta Airport a few times, and it's way more convenient to come to something more smaller and local like this, especially when not really a difference in the ticket prices.
Airport leaders want more passengers to come and see what they have to offer. That's why they're hiring Aviatrix Communications to enhance their marketing and promotions.
We're making preparations for growth.
Aviation Director Doug Fayor says the airport will prioritize marketing their flight services, but he also wants people to know about some of their new upgrades, like Spirit Airlines flights to Fort Lauderdale and a new air traffic control tower. He says many Central Georgians don't know about the services they offer, and now is the time to get the word out.
We have an airport, and we want people to know that they can use it and get to places that they want to go, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get our message out.
Fayor says he expects to see some of those new promotions in mid-September. In Macon, Olivia Dunn, 13 WMAZ News.
Bibb County Commissioners approved $100,000 from their airport fund to help pay for the project. A proposed vape shop in Lizella has some folks asking questions. It is connected to a gas station convenience store. That store was approved just before zoning leaders decided to restrict the distance between fuel pumps and residential areas. Maggie Fitzgerald breaks down the details behind the project and shares why some neighbors still aren't happy.
It's been more than 3 years since planning and zoning leaders approved this gas station and food mart before new rules made it harder to build gas stations in and around Macon-Bibb. Now, while they're not open just yet, neighbors are already pumping the brakes on what could be a new addition, also on this corner. A P&Z sign now sits near the corner of Bethel Church and Fulton Mill Roads, where an empty storefront could soon be a new smoke shop, selling vape products, tobacco, and CBD products.
Not a good look for, this kind of little local area. There's a school right down the road, maybe a mile, a lot of residential area.
Nowadays, a fueling center like this wouldn't be allowed so close to neighbors. The project site was the last of its kind to be approved before the rules changed in January 2022. Rules that restricted fuel pumps from being built near residential areas due to health risks from benzene emissions. With the store likely to bring in new customers, longtime resident Chris Gomez says it could also bring in new problems.
Places like vape shops raise petty crime around the surrounding neighborhoods and even bring outside traffic that don't normally live here because of the products they sell.
Gomez has lived in Lizella for 25 years, and while he isn't against growth, he says new development should better serve the community.
I would really like to see something healthier, maybe on the healthier side. You have to travel a good bit all the way down Hartley Bridge or US 80 to get to any shops. There's not really a lot of that going on around here.
The project proposal will be presented to planning and zoning leaders next month. They say all are welcome to attend and speak at that hearing ahead of the commission's decision. In Macon, Maggie Fitzgerald, 13 WMAZ News.
The hearing is September 8th at the Macon Mall. We did reach out to the team behind the vape shop proposal, but did not get a comment back. A special home rising in Macon, built with purpose and in memory of a beloved visionary. Construction is underway at Macon's Habitat for Humanity builds Josh's House, a tribute to the life and legacy of Josh Rogers. The former Newtown Macon president and CEO died suddenly in November at the age of 42. Recently, volunteers from around the area picked up hammers and saws to continue his work to revitalize Macon. Ellie Milliken was there to check in on the project.
Here on Feb Avenue, the sounds of hammers and hope filled the air today.
The home will soon be open to a local family. It's inspired by a man who believed in transformation and always giving back to his community. Hard at work, Albert McQueen is part of the Rotary Club and is working on what they're calling Josh's house. He is cutting boards and measuring them.
This is a wonderful thing to build, because he was very involved in things like habitat and rebuilding Macon, so this was very appropriate to honor him this way.
McQueen was on the Newtown Macon board and in the Monday Rotary Club with Rogers. He's seen the effect Josh had on downtown Macon.
He inspired people to do good wherever they were, and I just think he believed that our community could be even better, and I think it's true that it has happened.
Julia Woods is digging in the sand to honor her friend. She knew Rogers for over 20 years. She said he dreamed big and helped people accomplish their goals.
This is a very special way to honor Josh's legacy. I think it's a permanent way, it's a personal way, helping the homeowner and her family. It's really a way that's going to make a lasting difference in this community and also in this neighborhood in Napier Heights.
Wood knows Josh would be excited for this family and for this town.
And he understood that having safe, affordable housing was a key element of that. And so I think he would be so proud of this as a tribute to his leadership here and his legacy.
The home is expected to be finished in the fall. It has Josh's family's names written in the walls. In Macon, Ellie Milliken, 13 WMAZ News.
Now, as Ellie just told us, group leaders hope that home will be finished by October so a local family can move into it. Good news for Bibb County swimmers. Now, school is back in session, but 2 rec centers will keep their pools open. Frank Johnson and South Bibb rec centers will stay open through August. Bibb leaders say as long as lifeguards are available, they'll keep the pools open. It's been an issue in the past with pools closing early or not opening at all. Both Frank Johnson and South Bibb will be open from 4 to 7, Tuesday through Fridays, and Saturdays from 10 until 3. They'll stay open through Saturday, August the 30th. The Black Business and Community Expo was the place to be recently. This year's theme, Together We Rise, where culture meets commerce. The free event was hosted by the Central Georgia Coalition of Black Businesses. They were vendors, local businesses, and the Georgia Coalition of Black Chambers presented a $100,000 check to the group. Founder Alex Abersham says it is part of their goal to elevate black-owned businesses all around Central Georgia.
Let's grow locally. Let's do what we need to do to support our own community. So that's what we're trying to do. Although we got vendors from all over, but when we bring them to town, they pay taxes. So we're uplifting a rising tide raises the whole ship.
Also, people in Central Georgia with an opportunity to learn about different faith traditions throughout the month of August. Centenary United Methodist Church and the Islamic Center put on an interfaith camp open to adults. People recently gathered at the Islamic Center of Macon with a speaker who answered questions about Islam. He covered topics like fasting and Ramadan, the 5 pillars of Islam, and Muslim involvement in the Macon community. Participants received a Quran, brochures, and pamphlets, and the night ended with prayer.
The main reason for getting together here is to get to know each other, to build bridges, to get to know each other. We are sharing the similarities between all different faiths that we have, all the Abrahamic faiths and all that, so we can, learn about each other and develop a better community together.
The next Interfaith Camp meeting is Wednesday, August 20th at High Street Unitarian Universalist Church. The winner of Macon Baking Week is no stranger to the top spot. For the 3rd year in a row, Layers took home first place. This year, their winning dish, a peaches and cream cake. Stephen Collins is the co-owner of Layers. He says the competition's a great way to boost business for restaurants during a normally slow time of year. Collins said the store is grateful to be recognized, especially when competing against such talented competition.
We are in a town full of cooks and chefs who know what they're doing with their food, and so to be amongst them is really, really cool. And to be chosen to win, chosen by the folks who have tasted what they've gotten, that's an honor. It's just humbling. It's beyond words.
Layers is a completely family-owned business. Collins runs the store with his wife and daughter. Well, that is the final note in this week's edition of the Macon-Bibb Beat. If you have a Macon-Bibb County story you want us to share, you can email us at news@13wmaz.com. And make sure you come back every Wednesday to get all the news and stories that matter to you. Thanks for joining us for this week's Macon-Bibb Beat.